Hello, good afternoon. I'm Rachel Patton, Executive Director of Preserve Arkansas. Preserve Arkansas is the statewide nonprofit advocate for historic preservation. Welcome to Women in Preservation, the series that features women who are working to save historic places. If I can get my slide to advance, maybe.
And here we go. Yeah, there it is. It works now.
Whoop, it went to the whole end. Hang on just a second. Technical difficulties. There we go. That's where I'm supposed to be. Thank you to our series sponsor, DMX Architecture in Fayetteville, for their support of Women in Preservation. And our membership slide. Many of you are members, and we thank you for your support. But if you're not already a member of Preserve Arkansas, I'll invite you to formally join our organization. Memberships provide the support that we need to continue our mission of saving the state's historic places. Memberships may be paid monthly or annually, and they include a host of new benefits like t-shirts and stickers that you see on the screen. And I'm joining you today from sunny downtown El Dorado, Arkansas. We're thrilled to partner with our friends at Main Street, Arkansas this year to host a preservation track during Destination Downtown, which is going to happen Wednesday through Friday of this week, September 10th through the 12th. And I think that late registration is still open if you're interested. Join us again on October the 14th for our next Women in Preservation webinar featuring Dr. Julie Morrow, who is the station archaeologist at ASU in Jonesboro. And now it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Sharon Killian. Sharon Killian is an award-winning artist, community advocate, and educator. She is the founder and president of Art Ventures NWA and the co-founder and chair of Northwest Arkansas African American Heritage Association, Inc., also known as NWA Black Heritage in Fayetteville. Sharon and the late Melba L. Smith, a descendant of individuals enslaved in Washington County, Arkansas, founded NWA Black Heritage in 2008 to document, preserve, share, and celebrate the heritage and contributions, both historical and contemporary, of African Americans in Northwest Arkansas. Sharon is passionate about filling gaps and correcting the historical record of Black history and heritage in this region, where she visited family for 14 years before relocating to Fayetteville in 2005 with her husband. Her work as president of both NWA Black Heritage and Art Ventures NWA melds culture with art and promotes culturally and historically informed conversation and creative engagement locally, regionally, and nationally. Killian was the recipient of the inaugural Creative Impact Award in 2021 from Artists 360 Mid-America Arts Alliance, supported by Stuart and Tom Walton through the Walton Family Foundation. Her art has been widely exhibited and can be found in the collections of Tyson Foods, the University of Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas Community College, and others. Welcome, Sharon. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rachel. I got a message from at least one of the persons in the chat that they couldn't hear you, I think. I hope it's not the same for everybody else.
I hope y'all can hear me now.
Yeah.
I was having some kind of, okay, yes, a thumbs up. Thank you. I guess it was a glitch whenever I was trying to advance my slide and it wouldn't move. And then,
Okay.
well, I'm glad I'm back.
Well, thank you.
We can hear you.
Thank you again. Can you hear me?
Yes,
hopefully
I can.
well. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I never think about myself with all of that, on a daily basis. Maybe I just don't have enough time to do it, but that I sound pretty important, don't I? Nevertheless, thank you so much. I am sure that there are friendly faces that I cannot see just now. Welcome everybody to this talk. You know all about us there. Let me just go to say that we NAA Black Heritage, which is our DBA, and we use primarily our work and our purpose. We work to uncover, empower, build, educate, advocate, and preserve. And that too we do in all walks of life. So we also have work that we do with young people. So we're going into high schools and also to various places where children are taken care of by adults after school time. Um, our efforts have been undertaken with a very long-term view and investment over time and effort to keep a light shining and pass a torch. Let me speak just a little bit about our overarching project for a minute, preserving the last historic community in Northwest Arkansas. I like to ask myself when I engage with preservation work, what is it that I wish to preserve and for whom am I preserving it? I hope all of you ask yourselves these questions whenever you engage in your work in this domain of our community. I wish to preserve living and yet unborn Black people's lives here in this community. The only city in our region that extended any measure of acceptance of Black people in this place. And let me hasten to add that the extension of acceptance was not unconditional and that it was laden with a past of stolen labor and stolen lives of humans with my measure of melanin. A little history of our town and the Black neighborhoods that make it up. On this map here, there is a red line that covers the primary area of Black residents in 1904. You can see it if I do this.
Sharon,
Yes.
sorry, I was trying to get your attention earlier. You need to share your screen over mine. They
Oh,
can't see
yeah.
it.
Okay. Let me see what I can do
I'll stay here until.
until I do it, huh?
Yes.
Uh, Share. What is showing right now? Yours?
Yes.
Place current. Uh,
So I'll make it, maybe that'll make it easier.
and I'm sharing. Here I go.
Here we go.
Can you see that now?
Not quite, but it's coming. There we go. Okay. So now we're on the map slide.
Yes. Should I go
Yes.
back or is
Yeah.
it, should I
Maybe,
go
maybe
back?
go back. Yeah. I thought
Okay.
that you were maybe doing an intro, so I didn't want to, but yeah, I think go back to the beginning and then that will make more sense what you were
Yes.
saying to. Okay. Now we're good.
Well, here we are. That's our logo, of course. And then this page, it's of folks who are current, who live here now, and folks who were part of the ancestry of folks who still live here. And then I started to talk about NAA Black Heritage, and I talked to you just a bit about that. And then I went to the map, and I was trying to show you about the red outline, as you can see here. It covers primary of Black residents in primary area of Black residents in 1904, and much of that information came from a residence book, where we had addresses. And for those of you who are familiar with Fayetteville, it covers from East Lafayette over to Fletcher Street on the north and south to MLK Avenue or 6th Street for some of you to the south. The green boundary shows the primary Black neighborhood in 1965, which is a much smaller area and pushed southward away from the Henderson School, the once center of the Black community. I'll note that the Black residents call this part of town the Branch and the Valley. So the north side up to pretty much Route 16 here was called, this area was called the Branch, and below that was called the Valley. I have omitted what many white people call this part of town. I've also omitted other Black communities, clusters of Black peoples that lived where the Veterans Administration Hospital now stands, and across US Highway 71 on the hill where Juanita Heights neighborhood still exists. It was called Red Hill. I've left off the slave camps in and surrounding Fayetteville, such as down on the West Fork of the White River, where the city went for water when we outgrew what the branch could supply. And here is a map of those little push pins are families, locations of families in 1904, at least all the ones I could get on the map. So here stands a piece of history, a piece of a building that to me has importance, and the importance of this building merits discussion and merits action to preserve what meaning the building still exhibits. It is the Henderson School, and it was erected as the first public school in the state of Arkansas. It is the building required the state to create school districts because we had that building, and so that is pretty much the cause for the first school district in the state of Arkansas. A preservationist might ask, well, how could the first public school building in our state not already be placed into our historical record and given a special designation as protected from private enterprise, turning it into a Burger King or an elegant private club? How could this building be standing and not be recognized? Well, again, I ask that you awaken. If you are not aware of this building's existence and do not have it front of mind as an important and endangered piece of Arkansas history, then I ask that you awaken to this need for recognition and protection. Would it surprise you if I told you this public school was built for the children with a certain, number of melanocytes in their human body, children of people previously held captive and forced to labor for others without compensation other than staying alive? Well, to understand why this building is in danger, I think we have to talk about race, talk about Black people, where they lived in the city, how they lived in the city, and whether they are part of our history or if we just wish people could stop talking about them. Will you awaken with me to see the importance of preserving a structure? This structure as a very important place that is a very important part of our shared history. Will you awaken with me? I ask you, will you awaken with me to looking into how we might preserve and repatriate this historic place for the future? Let me get myself together here. Yeah. The Lincoln School for Blacks was erected and opened actually in, I think it was 1939. And it stayed, it had school till 1965, when the Jefferson School, which was erected to stem the movement of the Black people any further south from MLK, that school was completely erased from the Black community landscape at Willow Avenue and East Center Street. So when they moved the folks from Henderson School near Lafayette to further south to Willow and Center Street, this was the school that was built. And it is completely gone. And having talked to somebody who actually helped to do the emptying the building, there were no Black people involved in any of that. It was just done to the people in the community. In 1945, Fayetteville states its intent to completely eliminate tin cup. It's not a, and if you have seen the 1945 policy manuals that were issued, you will see these words. These words still exist. There aren't, and this document is actually online, and you can actually also see it on our website if you have difficulty getting to it otherwise. It says, in part, the tin cup area is not a desirable residential section, but it is a natural beauty spot to preserve. But it is essential that US Highway 71 be routed through it. In other words, it's really beautiful, but we ought to route it through the community anyway. I thought I would put in just a little bit of the social events that happened in the community. And we're also always so serious about the matter of getting from one place to the other in our lives. And here is the cotillion, shared by someone, Jimmy Whitfield, who was the princess, I think, or the queen, and she's there holding the flowers, and she is still with us and lives nearby. This is a presentation. This presentation is titled Black Futures, Heritage Corridor, and Black Futures Imagined. This might be confusing to you because I'm supposed to be talking about preservation, and that's about the past, not the future. You might be caught by the apparent contradiction between future and heritage. How does heritage relate to future, if at all? I know many of you have considered this long ago because you are students of history and you see how history relates not only to the present, but to the future. Those ignorant of the future are doomed to repeat it, a phrase you might connect to this juxtaposition of words. I think we all mostly see that we must approach our relationship to the past in a thoughtful and responsible manner. Most of you would agree that we need help, that we help ourselves by considering how knowledge of our past can help inform decisions about present actions and the future that we envision. I hope this instills a sense of urgency in you. I hope that you understand how this building that we just talked about goes to the heart of our shared story. I hope that you are awake to the importance of having a shared history, a history that includes everyone, that you recognize and act with intention to demonstrate the value and dignity inherent in all humanity. So please stay with me while I quickly navigate us through the connection between preservation, respect, and building a shared, that means an inclusive future. This is a concept design for creating our Afrofuturist museum, The Edge, which will be located in the district or the corridor. I have a lot more to say about preservation in our community and a lot more to say about my vision for a shared future. I look forward to speaking with all of you, with each of you during our waking hours. I hope that I've not left you feeling you want to go to sleep or anything so far. I do tend to drone on sometimes. I hope that you'll be left with some energy and that you will look closely at how PS1, a historical pillar of our community, might be put into hands that lived its significance as worthy of preservation. Not only the building, not only the place, but the ideas and the people. So if we can continue to talk about this, because I've moved a little bit fast. And I'm going to go back to the Futures initiative. So the priorities for that is that we are wanting to stop the erasure of the remaining population in this corridor, that we are building back. And we would like to also complete our mapping project, which we've taken up with several Arkansas architects, who one working at the University of Arkansas Faye Jones School, Nomi Brown, and three others actually, who are here in Arkansas. And two of those three have also been born in Arkansas. One of the reasons they were selected, not only of their excellence, but also that they're from the state. We'd love to be able to participate in the RFP to restore Black landscapes to the community that were taken by any means necessary. I learned that may be a thing that's happening in Fayetteville soon. It gives me real kind of joy to know that the city is thinking innovatively. We're not just doing everything based upon what has already been done. Visioning an economic impact study to bring confidence to the people that they won't continue to be cheated if they cannot show up at a meeting. Like, just because people work long days and can't make a meeting that is given by the municipality, doesn't mean that we don't consider everyone as part of our community. And we shouldn't just leave them out if they're not in the room. We're going to continue to work with city officials to update zoning regulations and develop a comprehensive plan for the Black Futures Heritage Corridor. And we've got board business to take care of. So those are some of the details of our initiatives. The other thing about the work that we're doing is that environmental justice priorities, are really important. And we've got a stream running through the middle of the neighborhood. We've got what have become urban forests, because there are some lands that people did not build on because of infrastructure issues. And those issues actually still remain. We have NAA Black Heritage has a 7-acre lot in the center of the corridor, and it pretty much behind the Confederate cemetery. Part of that landscape is East Mountain Cemetery, where we have early slavers and also enslaved Black people who were buried in that cemetery. First municipal cemetery in Washington County, I believe, the first municipal one, and certainly in Fayetteville. And the first burial that I could tell you based upon the data is from 1838, and that was David Walker's dad was buried there. So in any event, it is an important. The history is amazing right there, and there are even Black people who are buried beyond 1865 in that cemetery, and we are looking forward to working to restore it to what I would say would be its glory, becoming a real learning place for our community here and throughout Arkansas and beyond. We want to engage the people with the waterways and the forests. We want the kids and everybody to be able to ride their bikes, go walking, running, birding, restore access and water flow to the branch, and create environmentally friendly jobs right there at home. So that's part of our initiative. Last year, let's say 2022-23, we received support from what used to be the Ideals program, which no longer exists. It used to emanate out of the University of Arkansas, Fayetteville, and it was disbanded last year, I believe. The Mellon Foundation supported our efforts to write a report, which I'm looking forward to sharing with you about the work from 2024 through 25. And the Walton Family Foundation supported our work to create the concept drawing and all the attendant community engagement work that we did to get to where we are. Needless to say, that means that the community individuals are the reason that we're still able to function here and be able to share finance or to pay some people to do certain things. Otherwise, we're a full volunteer, and especially now that grant monies are hard to come by. So, hey, the erasure of Black people, seemed close to complete, but we didn't get there, okay? And we are so happy that we didn't get there, because this authenticity, it's a waste to erase it. The culture is beautiful. The people are wonderful. It is rich. What you see in the context statement that was produced by Post Oak and the city of Fayetteville and the community is a wonderful piece of work, and there is more. And we're working on that mapping project, which will be hopefully done by summer next year, and you will get a chance to feel the fact that saving this place, giving this great history back to Northwest Arkansas is just going to create intellectual curiosity, a cultural curiosity, and it's just going to elevate us. That's what knowledge does, I think. So I believe that I've pretty much gotten to near the end, and I don't think I've shown you a copy of the concept design for the museum. There's some really important stuff on this last slide that NAA Black Heritage Initiatives that we've gone from 2022 to the present. We're creating the Black Futures Heritage Corridor, like I told you. The historic district policies were not made with Black people in mind. And I mentioned the context statement. Take a look at that. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about that statement of mine. I'm always looking for clarity. We'd love to promote restoration of the historic St. James United Methodist Church. That has been here since 1866. And the last Black community left in the entire region is hanging on by a thread, but we are working at it, and we feel that we have now, though it's, you're never sure, but so far, I feel like we are actually in partnership with the city of Fayetteville, and we are looking for everyone else to join in. the celebratory act of creating this Futures Heritage Corridor in Fayetteville. So here we are. Here is the concept, the edge concept design. And as I said, it's on property that we own. Lynn and Elaine Wade, two local Fayetteville couple who we've known, and Melba has known since long ago. She's no longer with me. That's why she's, former now, but and I miss her so much. But we have had this relationship with Lynn Wade for years, and then we started talking with him about this in 2008, and the last piece of the land was donated to us in 2021. So two pieces, one in 2014, and the last piece in 2021. And we are very happy to be able to come to the table with something that was given and not taken. So that's my presentation. Thank you, Rachel. And thank you, everyone, for accommodating me here today.
Thank you, Sharon. Let's see, y'all, we have plenty of time for questions. If anyone has questions for Sharon, please type them in the chat or in the Q&A. Either one is fine, and I will make sure that she hears it. Here we go. Are you raising funds to build the Edge? Is that a museum?
Yes. We are raising funds to build the Edge. I must say that I haven't completely created the committee that will be the fundraising committee to take care of all of that. And I would love to know who this is that's asking this question. So
Sure.
Rachel will send me all of the details.
Yes, I will. I'll send you all. It's Lauren Adkins from Hot Springs is who's
Yes,
asking.
hi,
I will
Lauren.
send you the whole thing.
Yes, definitely. We are definitely going to be starting that up. I say within months. Within months, we'll be doing that. Yes. Of course, what with the politics, I suspect that it'll be people like you, Lauren, and others who will help us start up, as opposed to our being able to do our usual way, is to get our folks to definitely contribute, and also for funds from foundations and so on. And that's going to be a little bit of a challenge.
Let's see, you have another question asking if you have a website or an online platform where people can keep up with your progress.
Yes, the socials space is NWA Black Heritage on Instagram, and also on Facebook. And our website is NWA Black Heritage also .org.
Thank you. Okay, another one. Can you talk more about the affordable housing aspirations and strategies for the district, as well as the condition of existing housing? Great
Yes.
Thank you. That's Lisa Skiles.
Who is that?
Lisa Skiles.
Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Yes, I can. Actually, I went to a convenings this past weekend. The Co-Create group convened on Saturday and Friday night and Saturday, and it was a really filled group. We had lots of people show up, and the cry is pretty loud about the affordable housing situation, or the lack of affordable housing. And we always have to think about that. We always think about affordability, because where Black people have historically been placed in and the systems that have been set up to keep us where we are. I should probably start with some of the housing that currently exists and that Black people are able to keep. Some of them being kept without even being able to be lived in. And part of that is, you know, most of the society, or the majority of society, they're able to get loans. They have a collateral. They can get it from their parents, or they have it themselves, or whatever. And many other avenues for getting funding to be able to upgrade, update your property were just not available to us. And so you can actually see that some of the properties were not able to be kept up. Now, those properties are. I am so proud that people have been able to keep those properties, because it is the properties that are remaining in Black hands in their neighborhood that they created. Or when you look at it, as you can see based on what I mentioned to you before in the policies that were put out in 1945, they said that they needed to move us off there because of the essentially blight, right? That term came in 68, I think, but we are the the housing there was not able to be upgraded and updated. And in fact, most of the people in our neighborhoods did not make the kind of money that could afford to upgrade. And so though we lived in the buildings and the structures, we are not able to upgrade them. And so instead of selling, like so many people had to sell, some people still own lands. They either own a piece of property where there's nothing on it, and they just keep mowing the grass, or they have a house on there that it cannot be inhabited. And, we are thinking about how do you preserve it? And that's part of the question that we were talking about before. How do we preserve? And what do we preserve? What are we looking to preserve? And what was the other question you asked me about? What was the other question, or the other part of the question?
Let's see. She's talking about the condition of existing housing, and then asking about affordable housing aspirations and strategies. Mm-hmm.
So with working with Nomi Brown, the architect who's doing the concept drawings for us, quality and affordability are both very much centered. And one of the tenets that is passed along to her when the request to make drawings was made is that even if you don't have a bunch of money, you are going to be able to. We want the people to be able to live well. So we're not going to build substandard housing just so that somebody can pay the bill. We are going to, and I know it sounds like an odd dream, or everybody wants it. Maybe everybody will get it, but the architecture, materials are going to be quality and affordable, and will be accessible to everybody. So yes, affordability is definitely a thing. We know that there are certain people who are working in certain positions or certain jobs, and they have they're not making what we used to think was a small amount, but they cannot function with they cannot find affordable housing with what we used to consider decent salaries. And we definitely have that as primary to our building this district or this, let's say, this corridor. Yeah, that beautiful museum image there, that's going to be for every single body. And the homes, the housing are going to meet it as well. It is not impossible to do, and we are going to make it happen. So people who don't necessarily have a pot of money from, and probably most people at this point, it's going to be inheritance money. They're going to live right next to you. So they're real people too. We're all real people. So again, considering that no matter how much education we had, no matter how much world experience Black people had, no matter how intelligent we were, if we were here, we likely had to have some menial job, and that's the way it was in Northwest Arkansas, and it's just not going to be. And so we feel that is not, we're out of that culture, and we have not forgotten who we are. We have not forgotten that we're worth it all. And so however we will be able to make that happen, it will. Not leaving anybody out or behind.
Thank you. Another question came in and asked, do you have a cost estimate to build the museum?
There is one, but I would be remiss. Well, I would be doing probably a disservice to ourselves to say it's what it is right now, because those initial numbers are usually pipe dreams, but it'll be in the millions. It'll be in the millions.
And this is my question. Is the proposed site for the Edge, is that on part of the property that NWA Black Heritage owns around East Mountain Cemetery? Where
Yes,
is
it
the
is.
site? Okay.
Yes, it is. And the property goes all the way up to the top of the hill to Mount Sequoia.
Mm-hmm.
And yes.
Okay. And then let's see, another question. Is there a program or funding available to assist with affordable housing efforts in the neighborhood?
No. As a matter of fact, I'm working on something right now. Basic things, basic ideas about how to help, because not just how to help, but how to make a difference in our lives. We always, I do it sometimes too. You want to send an email off, everybody doesn't do it, and as I get older, well, I think I should be able to not, live on the computer up to right now, but there are many people who don't live their lives tied to it, and they still need to get information. So, if our municipalities only use emails as a tool to get in touch with people, there are people who are missing out on certain opportunities to mitigate issues that they might have with certain things like taxes. Um, but so there, we are working on all of these factors. Yes.
Thank you. Let's see. So is there an opportunity for people to get involved with NWA Black Heritage? Like, do y'all ever do anything that needs volunteers, or how can people get involved if they want to?
Yes, yes, and you can actually write to us on the website and tell us what you think you would like to do. And the website needs a little bit of updating, but you can find a lot of good information. But primarily here, you can actually get to uh, easily to write us, and we will be back in touch with you about what it is that you would like to do. And it makes sense for you to just come right out and tell us. Like, I got an email about the cadaver dogs, cadaver dog training, which I think is very exciting. I've seen it happen. We've done it once before, a few years ago. Yeah, so let us know what you're interested in doing. Let us know if you're into plant life, you want to help us remove invasive species. We're doing that. You want to, if you are a GPR expert, we are looking for you to come. If you want to come take a look at the way the water runs down the hill, we can, we talk to Beaver Watershed. You just want to learn something, we can help you get that kind of interaction with the people with the knowledge around here. And we'll take you on a tour. We do also do that.
Okay, I think that was the end of the questions. I don't see anything else coming in, but thank you so much, Sharon. I really appreciate your time and you taking the time to share this with us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for speaking.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was great. Thank you for allowing me to share this with the rest of us. And I know that we are, there are educated folks here who probably already have a lot of this information, but it's it doesn't hurt at all to repeat what we have. So
You've got an audience of people from all over the state who probably haven't heard this already. So
oh, cool.
that's
Well,
great.
it was a pleasure. I appreciate the invitation, Rachel.
Sure, you're welcome. Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you.
again, and we'll see everybody next month.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.